just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know. Did they repeat it?
Well, I thought we would.
I thought we were having a moment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Local Artists, a podcast with myself, Frank Sinclair, and the illustrious
Taylor
Not.
Thanks for having me.
But in the wet apple we're local artists and we're charged with bringing the class. Oh, we bring the class. We're so classy. This episode we're going classy.
You didn't tell me we were going
No
classy.
discussion about butts or cussing. We're just gonna keep it real classy.
I was expecting a little twist at the end, I'll be honest.
No, we're keeping it classy this episode.
You did not inform me we were keeping it classy.
I was going to try to wear a suit, and then I realized I don't own one because I'm too broke.
You remember when I was the only responsible person in your wedding party? So you had sent a link what you wanted us to wear, but it was like you send in your measurements to England, and it has to be done like at least a month before your wedding because it takes them, they do your measurements,
Yeah.
and then they ship it from England.
Because it was made out of that stuff.
Yeah, it was like tweed something.
Tweed.
So I ordered my stuff, right? It was only pants. You were doing the whole suit. I think you still did the whole suit, right? You did the whole suit from that website.
Mm-hmm.
But you wanted your groomsmen to just do the pants and then wear a different shirt, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you need to order it by this time. You sent it out in a group text. And I ordered it that day, sent in my measurements. I'm a nice 29 by 31. It's a beautiful waist, long legs. It's great. And then you had sent a text like 2 weeks later, and you're like, has everybody ordered? This is the last day that it'll get here in time. And everybody said, I have not ordered. And mind you, these were $100 pants.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, all right, well, let's just pivot. And you found some pants from like Macy's for $15 that everybody ended up buying and wore on your wedding day. And I'm stuck with these $100 pants that you can't return because they're custom because of my responsibility.
Quit talking shit about my wife right now. You think it's my fucking idea that everybody has to wear matching tweed pants?
I don't know.
Don't be stupid, Taylor.
I was the one who did all the outfits for my wedding.
Keeping it classy.
Look, I don't know. She found the site for your suit. It seemed like a very frank website.
So you know about this Octua coin?
Because it was you. And you're trying to blame my friend's wife.
No, I was commissioned. Not commissioned. It was imperative. An imperative
Yeah.
from the lady. And the wedding is for the lady. It's about the lady.
Disagree.
Yeah?
Have you heard about this Octua coin?
You're like, it was Barbie's dream house for you?
I planned almost all of it. I'm very specific on things.
Yeah.
And so I just handled it. I mean, she chose her own dress. She chose her bridesmaid's dress. But I
had to buy pants too, though, for yours.
Yeah, they were $100. And then ended up not using them.
Yeah, well, it was out of time. I don't know what you want me to do.
I was just talking about being classy. This whole thing you said, a suit, it brought me back to when I was the only responsible one of your wedding party, and then I got shysted with $100 bill. Not like $100 bill, but $100 bill.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, have you heard
Sorry
about this
to hear
Hawk
that.
2? No, I've
The other
used
guys
it.
should have reimbursed you.
That actually, I didn't think about this before. That is
Because it
right.
is their fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. You're all right. I might send me the list. I kind of remember everybody, but we're off to a hot start.
Hawk
We're going.
Tua. She was on Bill Maher. What's her name? Can you figure out her
Haley
name?
Welch.
You guys just know? Oh. I was going to say we should start referring to her by her name so that we can help establish her as a legitimate celebrity.
I think
But
that's really brave of you.
I guess that's already occurred.
She's the Hawk to a girl to most people, I would say.
Yeah. She was on Bill Maher's podcast.
Yeah, why?
He was trying to get her to Hawk Tua the whole time, I think. he was like, guiding her along, here's what you do with your career and that sort of thing.
He was grooming, as the kids.
Yeah, and she's over there like,
Not
well, that's a lot
Just
of good advice. I really appreciate it, Mr. Meyer.
Did you watch the podcast?
Oh, I religiously watch Club Random with Bill
Oh
Maher.
my gosh, I forgot that was the name of the podcast. What are you doing,
so
Bill
good.
Maher? And
I
the
know.
like logo for it is insane. It's how old are you, Bill? And he was like a political commentator, right? Is that
He is.
how he still is.
Real Time with Bill Maher. It's a huge show.
But then he just throws in Club Random. That's random, bro.
I'm actually very grateful for Club Random.
You
He
watch
gets the
it?
biggest, yeah, he gets the biggest stars ever, and then he's like extremely combative and rude and like ideological. He makes other people very uncomfortable, but because they're big stars, like media trained celebrities, they have experience. Like watching them squirm under having a conversation with Bill Maher.
I can't tell if
really
this is a joke
entertaining.
because
No, it's-
we're talking about an episode that he had with the Hawk Tua girl, and then you say he has the biggest celebrities on the podcast.
I mean, he just had Jay Leno,
pretty good,
Martin Short,
better.
Jordan Peterson. No, I don't know. I don't know. No, she got in trouble though. Mrs. Welsh.
Just Ms., I think, or Miss.
Oh, that's true. She is Southern. I should use the proper nomenclature.
Yeah, come on.
She got in trouble because of this cryptocurrency scam, right?
I don't think it was a scam. I think it just went
it a scam?
bad. If you're dumb enough to invest in the Hawk Tua coin, I hope you lose all of your money.
Well, I just wanted to say real quick about this stuff because people hate her now, and I do think it's fucked up. I think it is a scam, and I think it's a shitty thing to do. But I'm going to victim blame because the victims of the Hawk Tua coin scandal, right, are also just people that bought into Hawk Tua coin so that they could dump it once other people had bought into it.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So to be like, oh, I can't believe she would do this to me, is like
You were about to do
you
the
just
same
didn't
thing
play
that-
the game right.
Yeah.
You are Cersei and some other character from Game of Thrones vying for the top position in which you capitalize on somebody else's wrong step.
Yeah.
So, give her a break, I guess.
Yeah.
That's I just don't get it. Like if you're a crypto bro and you get fucked over, it's like how can you not be like that's the game, baby?
Yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsor, Moonshine.
This chicken shit. Look at that. Bite me. Bite me. This damn snake won't bite me. You know why? Because I got the best moonshine around. This bitch is too scared to bite me. Look at him. Bite me, boy. Bite me. Ooh.
This guy, he definitely comes from a line of, how you say, slave owners. The way he's throwing around boy like that,
I was thinking pirates, but those actually might be in the same lineage.
They might be.
Those dominoes might fall in succession. Filmed live from some guy named Josh's house, you're watching another episode of The Newlywed Game. A game where newlyweds see if they shouldn't have gotten married. The Newlywed Game.
Can I be the woman?
Yeah, you were in our last table read, so.
I'm more emotional, and I have more of the frame for a beautiful woman.
That may be true, but I actually think I'm much more in touch
Josh,
with
please
my
go ahead and
femininity.
pass
than
that.
you.
No,
Taylor?
I'm so feminine. I could be trans.
No, I think girls they either like you in like a kind of bad boy way, or they don't really like you.
And they like me in a bad boy way.
Maybe if they can see you as like a rowdy teenager, like if they're like 25 years your senior, maybe they can also like you. But I think I'm the inverse of that. I don't think ladies look at me and
You're
lust.
the old lady.
No, I don't think they look at me.
Oh,
and
they hear
lust.
you sing, they're lusting, baby.
But I think that they'd much rather have to have a conversation with me than you, day to day. I think I'm more sensitive and affable, and you're kind of abrasive and you're bravado. You know, you have.
That
some
doesn't sound like
bravado.
me. Let's get in. We don't know each other
listen,
even now.
Listen
Come
to
on.
you guys sounding like an old married couple. This is
That's
supposed
right.
to be the newlywed
Oh,
game.
that's
All right,
right.
lay
Come
it
on.
down and.
No, you're great, babe.
So,
Everything you say is right all the time.
for anybody who doesn't know,
She's always right.
No part of you ever smells bad.
Did we talk about this when both of us got engaged, not to each other, but around the same time? Old guys at church are like, you gotta remember,
We
she's
did talk
always
about
right.
it.
And it's like,
We did, but
all right, yeah. All right, lay the rules down. I think I'm gonna have to write, so I'm going to set my mic down.
correct. So basically, how this works, I have questions. Our first question, for example, is going to be what actor or actress, dead or alive, would play your partner in a movie. So it's going to be questions like that, where it has to do with your partner in crime, if you will. And the person the question is about is going to write down their answer, and then after they've written it down, other person answers the question aloud, and we see if the answers are the same.
cool.
If you guys win, you win a free trip to Hawaii.
Oh, I see.
So
Nice.
let's get into it. Our first question for Frank and for Taylor. What actor or actress, dead or alive, would play Taylor in a movie?
I know the true answer, but I'm not sure what he would put. All right, I'm going with my gut on this one, sweetie.
Okay, honey.
I'm going to go with Eddie Redmayne.
I don't know. He's a comedian, right?
Empty chairs at empty
Ryan Gosling.
Okay. I should have guessed that, but...
I mean, when I have my beard shaved, come on. We're both handsome whites.
All right, can we pull up a picture of Eddie Redmayne real quick?
I would like to
Done
know
this
who you...
on the podcast
I know we
before.
have. I know we have, but somebody doesn't know that. So just to jog your memory, and
Yeah, okay,
prove
I'm
to
not
you
supposed to-
and the audience that I am right.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah, he would play you.
But I'm supposed to answer, like, you know, if
your
I had some
biopic.
time to think about it.
do this. What song perfectly describes how Taylor acts in the bedroom?
Okay, there's a couple that spring to mind for me. Since you've already decided I'm going to pontificate, Mulan's "I'll Make a Man Out of You." That song, Pony by Genuine. But I think my answer that I'm going to go with, that song, R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet.
Young, Wild, and Free by Wiz Khalifa, I think.
Oh, I don't know that song.
What is the most physically attractive thing about Taylor?
You left a little nugget in there for us.
I like that it's uncut. That's a nice touch.
What's the question?
What is the most physically attractive thing about Taylor? I feel like this one is the most obvious thing all night.
Yeah, but he's not going to go penis anymore. He's not going to say the same joke twice. So I'm going to say his ass / asshole.
Penis.
Damn it. Damn it.
You got the right answer. You basically got the right
It's
answer.
close enough.
I know. I mean, you said I know his answer, but he's not going to do it. But then I still did because I had already written it down as permanent marker.
When we're being young, wild, and free, I can't really tell the difference.
Look, if I had like 5 minutes to think about it, it's not young, wild, and free, but I was just thinking like, what could...
I think you have an excellent chest.
I got a pretty good chest.
And you got a nice jaw, too.
Thanks. If you were to give me like, what's the movie to describe my lovemaking, I would say The Pacifier with Vin Diesel.
Oh, that's a good one.
What
Everybody
is-
check out The
All right, next one.
Pacifier.
What is Taylor's hidden talent? If you encounter anything else in that book,
Taylor's
that was
hidden
not... The penis was planned. Anything else won't be. I have
planted
no
the
idea
penis.
what's in that book.
You don't really hide your talents. That's kind of something you never do, ever. If you have a talent, everybody is going to know about it. Ping pong.
Pretty good at ping pong, but knee pit farts. Have you heard me do these?
No.
I put my
Why are you hiding this talent?
hands underneath, and it's very loud. It's like an armpit fart, but I hit the knee pit. It makes for a louder.
Like a machine gun
Yes,
or an engine.
yes.
That's
I didn't think you'd
incredible.
get it, but I'll show you someday. I don't think I've showed you. So
Yeah,
to
we'll
be
save
fair-
it for the future. We have a long life ahead of us.
Yeah, we'll save it for the Patreon.
Who said I love you first?
Definitely Taylor.
Oh.
I just don't.
Love
Based
you.
on the way I grew up, I don't really say I love you to guys.
No, but neither do I.
I do now, but
But I think
back when we first fell in love, I don't think I would have been the one to
No.
say it.
What is
That's not what I'm
Taylor's
talking
dream date?
we go out on the range,
Golf range?
some golf,
Mm.
and then I think you pick the longest movie in the movie theater after.
That's completely right. And I wrote down the wrong thing.
Okay.
I wrote down, once again, I mean, we're pressed for time. So if
Yeah.
I thought about it, you're so right. I wrote down a comedy show. I'd like to see what she laughs at, what she doesn't.
Yeah. That's
but
not a
you're
bad
right.
answer.
You're 100%
That
right.
sounds like so much fun.
We
Right?
talked about the longest movie thing.
Uh-huh.
You pay attention, and I love you for that.
I love you too. That's
Alrighty.
how I know.
You were right.
I
oh
definitely.
man, you
the
were
first
right.
time I said it,
He
it had the
basically
word
has
two
two
after it.
points. All right.
That's
The
fine.
part of that I loved was when you started range and his eyes just.
You're right. I mean, you're just right.
Immediately, he was like, "Yeah."
You know me better than I do. I mean, once again, if I thought about it, you
Right,
know,
if you had more
it'd
time.
probably end up
A
at,
softness
Yeah.
came upon you.
Oh, it was beautiful.
A hardness came upon him, actually.
Yeah. It's not the only.
So, man, how
many more
the golf
questions
shaft
do
is
we
not-
have?
All right,
one
go ahead.
more for round one.
Okay,
and
let's
then
do one more.
What is Taylor's biggest pet peeve?
I think you hate when fat guys or chubby guys go like this with their shirts all the time.
I don't think I've ever thought about that one time.
Damn it!
Can you have another guess? Give another guess.
When people don't adhere to the standard that you're adhering to.
That's a good one. Once again, the right answer. I can't believe you know me better than I know myself.
True love.
But the answer that I wrote quickly was using literally wrong.
That is a good one though.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's literally like no. We have another word for that. It is figuratively.
Right.
So stop using the wrong one. It's not right, and it does annoy me so much.
Yeah.
I can get behind it like a little bit you keep doing it over and over. I'm like, okay, well, you're literally an idiot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Frank did very well, but not like you knew.
Nice. I was about to say it.
You knew the
literally
correct answers,
failed
but you didn't know Taylor's answers, which means you're a bad husband. Now it is Taylor's turn to prove himself as the wife, starting with what actor, dead or alive, would play Frank in a movie?
Chris Farley. He's funny. I think you're funny.
Jim Belushi.
It's almost
Jim
like
Belushi.
it's pretty much Chris Farley.
I told you, it's really hard to see in the dark.
We got a job for you, Josh. Don't sit down. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. This is crazy.
All right, next question.
That's great. Okay.
Alrighty.
And if your arm gets tired, just let me know. We can readjust. However. All right.
What song perfectly describes how Frank acts in the bedroom?
I'm gonna go.
He's never gonna get it. If he gets it, I will suck his dick.
Okay, let me think. I'm gonna go.
You're never gonna get it.
Funky Town.
16 tons.
I was gonna say Hurt.
What do you get?
Funky Town's pretty good.
What is the most physically attractive thing about Frank?
Physically, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna change this game and try to guess what Taylor is gonna say.
That is kind of how you're
I'm
meant
going to affect my answer based on what I think. Oh wait.
Or guess
Oh, I
no,
missed
it
all
is the
this.
opposite. Usually you would be.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm going to write what I think Taylor would think I would write, or what he would say.
You're bending over backwards to make this relationship work.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. I would say it's his hair.
That's the right answer. I should have wrote that.
What'd you write?
His personality.
I mean, I did say
I thought you were gonna say
physically.
that. I know, but I thought you were going to go for the joke.
No, the hair
But
is
no, that's-
fantastic.
Well, thank you. That's actually sweet.
Chugging right on. What is Frank's
And you're
hidden
right, so
talent?
that's a point.
Yes. Frank's hidden talent?
This one has a caveat to it.
Fast lovemaking.
Everybody knows me knows
It's true, it's not hidden.
dancing.
Oh.
I can't dance right now
Uh,
because I'm too fat.
yeah. These are all
But-
like I should have thought of that because we
but
did
I'm
talk
able
about
to
dancing
dance.
last night.
Well, but you would say I can.
You can dance. You can.
I can
yeah,
cut
you
a rug.
dance. You can cut a dang rug.
It's Funky Town when this guy's
It's
All right.
literally funky.
Let's
town.
keep going. We have
what
4
is
minutes.
Frank's
3 minutes.
dream date?
How close do I have to be? Because that was a full sentence.
Let's say if you get either a place mentioned or an activity, we'll just give you the point.
Hurry, we only have 2 minutes.
Okay. I would say it starts with a little ass eating.
Which ass is being eaten?
I think it's a 69.
Should I move the segment?
All right, so we start this date.
Eating ass
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I'm assuming you've met on Grindr.
before we go out.
Yeah. Then, so that's like the out portion. That's the date. You hit the house. You go back to the house, right? Maybe you watch a movie, a beautiful movie, and you're not done. You've had ass eaten. You want to get sucked off a little bit, right? And so, am I so far off, or am I close?
Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
After you do that, you have post-nut clarity. You're like, I'd like some wings. Hit some wings right after that. And then, I don't know, it's bed by 8.
I love that you think I'm such a pig. Such a foul animal.
What did you say?
You were like mostly there, but the details are a little
Okay.
off. So it's eat sushi at home, leave me be, suck me off.
You got sucked.
I think I get a
you
point
the
for that.
Yeah,
You get
I
the
would
point.
count that for sure.
Like,
Like, don't talk to me, just suck.
Yeah.
And when I come, leave me alone.
Yeah. No wings were involved in this date.
No,
Surprising.
No, not wings. Sushi. Something light,
Yeah, that's true.
but also that I can eat 1 billion pounds of.
What is one thing Frank would change about you?
What would you change?
What would
Or-
you
what would
change
I
about
ch-
me?
Oh, what would I change about you?
He goes, that's easier.
What would I change about me? God, I don't know.
I actually think you're a pretty good cocktail
Thanks.
as a person.
But you said, what would I change about you, and went instantly to writing. So I don't.
He keeps going. So
There's a lot.
I
This is
also
a
agree,
20 bullet point list.
I agree with both points.
We have 2 points.
There's 2 points.
Okay.
Let's say you only have to get one of them.
Based on
I
what
counted it
has
because he
been
got
said,
suck me off right. So
I would say you wish I wasn't so abrasive and sensitive.
I actually like both of those things, and I like that you're a little out of balance with both of those things.
It is
But
a weird, yeah.
I said just a bit humbler and a bit smarter. If you're just a little bit smarter, I wouldn't
What?
get upset as much as I do.
I think that second
I'm not
point-
smart.
You're smart, but you need, well, you're not like smart, but you're like smart. But if you're just a bit smarter, you'd be mwah.
Oh, do you have an example of like how you wish I was smarter? Did I say something? I'd love to know.
This is actually genius on Frank's part because he's helping you be a bit humbler,
Yeah, that's true.
making you more what he
All
wants.
right, give me an example. If you have one. If you don't, we'll move on.
Just like remembering things we've talked about on the show. Not saying welcome to the latest episode every show. Just little things.
That's not smart. That has nothing to do with smartness.
All right. Next question.
Our final question. What is...
That's me not playing into your stupid rules that you've made up inside your head. You need to be humble. Everyone bow down to the king of rules. I make them.
That's me. The
That
king
is
of
you.
rules.
You are the
Come
king
on,
of
Taylor.
rules. We might get a divorce after this.
Okay.
We don't play the newly divorced game.
Yeah. Go ahead, king of rules. Write your
When
next
he
one.
was giving the answers to the questions, when his answers were the answers, he agreed with my answers, and we were closer together. And now, instead of just accepting what I have to say, you're driving us further apart.
All right, king of rules. King of rules, brother. Hit the next question.
What is Frank's biggest pet peeve?
Taylor not being smart.
I would say it's like people with no talent being recognized for their talent.
I wouldn't say that's a pet peeve. That's more existential, but you are right about that. I said hanging toilet paper the wrong way.
That is a big pet peeve of mine.
It
as
sucks,
well.
right?
Yeah, what are you doing? Underneath? What are you doing? Come on.
I know.
You're over the top, right?
Of course.
what-
I said the right way, Taylor. Thank
Yeah,
you so
okay.
much, Josh.
Yeah. Give it up for Josh.
Give it up for Taylor. Give it up for
So
me.
Frank definitely won that, I would say.
It's not a competition. We're in
It
love.
is a competition.
Oh.
Well, he never said
Well,
anything.
technically, if any of you guys had gotten...
I won, technically.
Oh, I'm just sick of everybody being so fake. Everybody being so fake. Yeah, sometimes you gotta hit 'em with your hot take. Tell us hot take.
All right. As you heard, I have a hot take. Here's my phone. I remember it, but I'm going to just look at it. Here's my hot take this week, right? Here's my
can
latest.
Can we
hot
add?
take.
Because here's the angle on this. I think we haven't discussed this beforehand, but I think
All right, king.
the big angle here is whether or not I'm just being observant. But I think the big angle here is whether or not I agree or disagree.
Yeah,
If I disagree, we're probably going to have an argument.
which would be more fun.
And if I agree, we're going to shit on people.
Yeah. My hot take this week is that Kendrick Lamar's halftime show blew chunks.
Whoa. Blue chunks?
It blew chunks. It was not good.
Can you think of some other analogous, some other word pictures to paint? It blew chunks. It
sucked nuts.
It
was Bob Dylan on his latest tour.
Poor Dylan.
No, it was
Dylan's
not
fake.
good.
Don't buy the hype, people.
Look, and
Listen
I also
to
don't.
Cohen. Listen to Leonard Cohen.
Here's what I don't.
Fuck Bob Dylan.
Here's what I don't like.
Sorry, you touched on something weird. If your hot take was Bob Dylan is a great songwriter,
We'd really be getting after it.
that'd be a super hot take, and I would disagree with it.
I would also disagree. So wouldn't it be my normal take?
Yeah.
Look,
Sorry.
it wasn't good. A part of it wasn't his fault. So, rap in general, we've discussed this before. Live is not that good.
It doesn't work.
It's not that good. I said it to you before. The production and the cool beats and the cool things they're doing in the background makes like a good rap song.
Yeah.
And you just don't have that live. His microphone was way too low. Not his fault. It was too low. You couldn't hear what he was saying. And then what I don't like, here's what I don't like, is that we've politicized once again something that should not be politicized. It's like, I think
The Super Bowl has been leaning into that for the last few
guess.
years, but yeah.
Like, I think he did a bad job. I think the performance was bad. Not that he necessarily did a bad job, but the performance
Okay.
overall was bad.
I disagree.
But it's like, if you disagree, or if you disagree that he did a good performance, meaning I think he did a bad one, that makes you now a racist, and it's crazy. There's no like. I just think I think it was
It's a
not
false
great.
equivalency.
It was like he was trying to say a
You're
story that you don't understand because you're a white guy. And I'm like,
Right.
no, I just wanted to hear
You're
his
not-
hits.
you're not
It's not. That doesn't make me racist because I wanted to hear hits versus like snippets of like unreleased songs and like. Give me Money Trees. Give me Mad City. That's all I want. It's not because I don't like the Uncle Sam message with the whole race thing. That's fine. Do whatever. But if you're going to do that, give me the hits, man.
You're not the big fat white guy with a cigar at the top of the hill going, damn it, they televised the revolution.
No, it's fine.
You're
Do your
just
thing,
like,
but
rap doesn't really work, and this is stupid.
yeah, and for people to be like, that was the best halftime show of all time. You're like, well,
Yeah, that's all
no.
hype. That's all hype.
It's not even close.
I mean, compare it with Jackson's.
No, Jackson clears.
I
Bruno
mean,
Mars
it's not
clears
yeah,
by
it's,
a mile.
It's not close.
Yeah.
It's not close. I disagree that Kendrick did a bad job. I thought he did a very good job.
Okay.
But I think the premise doesn't work. I think the premise doesn't make sense. I guess I don't fall into either of the sides that would have made this hot take really rev up
Yeah.
of vehemently disagreeing or vehemently agreeing, because I'm sort of in the middle. I don't think it blew chunks, sucked nuts, whatever the third one was.
Bob Dylan.
I don't think it was as bad as Dylan. I think he did a nice job, but I do so agree that I don't think the format works. I mean, live rap in general, like you said. But also, like, if you hear, I don't know, there's like TikToks of like people that were there, recording it on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear that as opposed to, the televised, fully produced performance, it's a different thing.
Yeah. I think arena shows, especially an open air arena.
Right, rap.
Period.
It's like stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't
I don't like
work.
stand-up comedy in an arena
No.
context. It doesn't
Especially
make sense.
not I'm pretty sure. New Orleans might be a dome actually, but it doesn't. It is. It's the Superdome, right? Yeah, it should have probably.
I think it's a size thing. I think it's just a size thing. Like, I saw Jim Gaffigan.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that great, but
Come on, he's good.
well, his his thing at the it wasn't the correspondence dinner. What was it? The New York. It was like a New York Catholic dinner thing.
Mm-hmm.
His speech at that was really funny.
Yeah.
But in general, I don't get it. But yeah, seeing Jim Gaffigan at the fucking big Spokane arena, where it makes sense for like a football game or something maybe, but it's so much space. It's just one little guy. You see an ant, and then it's like you're watching a worse version of the special.
Yes.
On a big screen. Like, it didn't make any sense.
I can agree with that. I saw Nate Bargatze at the arena, and I...
and you love Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, and I thought it was fine. It was fine. But
I want to say
wasn't...
one thing that I saw Nate Bargatze do real quick.
Yeah.
That I really liked, because I don't really get Nate Bargatze either. I've tried to watch his stand-up a couple times. It's just not compelling to me, you know? Sure. Whatever. But he was on this Legion of Skanks show called Story Wars.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a new podcast on YouTube. It's pretty fun, pretty cool. And the thing was like embarrassing moments or whatever when you're a kid. You have to tell stories and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Jeff Ross, the least funny comedian maybe ever.
Roast Master Jeff.
The Roast Master General that convinced me that war is evil.
Yeah.
He was also on the panel, and they were telling religious stories, you know. And Jeff Ross, at one point, he goes like, you know, I mean, religion, it may as well be Harry Potter to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how I look at it. It's like the same as Harry Potter. And somebody else is like, whoa, I mean, Nate's a Christian, you know, let's not be. And then Nate goes, no, everybody, it's okay. I think Jeff Ross probably has it all figured out. That was very good. So that was something I saw at Bargatze where I'm like, all right, I respect this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's funny.
He is funny.
Yeah.
Get back to my hot take. You can't win on this. This is why I was almost scared to bring it up, because it's like
everybody's gonna hate you.
Yes.
That hears it.
Yeah, because you see all these posts on Instagram. It's like, these are the guys who don't like Kendrick Lamar's halftime show, and it's like a bunch of guys wearing MAGA hats and stuff. You know.
Can we pull up a meme of that real quick?
Yeah.
Let's look that up.
But that's not. I just don't care. I just thought it wasn't a very good performance. Mm-hmm. I like Kendrick Lamar. You know I like Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick's great. Who would say Kendrick isn't great? I mean, he's arguably the best doing it right now.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. I think we're looking for something else, right?
I don't
YouTube's
know.
not the place
How am I
to go.
supposed to
Tell
just
him how to look
find
it
these
up.
things?
Okay, just go to Google. These people didn't like Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, something. Because that was like the caption, or the people who didn't like. I'm not very good at Google.
All right.
Yeah, this isn't. That's not TikTok captions. Don't.
Here's some images.
There's video essays.
No, go down. Look, you're right. You're right. I was wrong.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's just a bunch. It's a bunch of squares of white guys.
Yeah.
With beards.
Yeah.
Which
Hi,
doesn't help my
everybody.
case.
We are.
Doesn't matter. I'm not a
feathered
racist.
away, and we just wanted to thank you so much for coming to our first show here at the Calypso Coffee House. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that, everybody. 1 second.
My biggest pet peeve is being shushed.
Let me just okay. That's sounding better. Yeah, okay. Mom, how'd you treat me this way? I always wanted to tell you that I just wanted you to be there for me. Dad,
You did.
why do you
always prioritize work. If you had held my hand,
Don't know where this is going.
probably wouldn't be gay. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much.
You were hitting a gay voice.
Just
I
for
didn't even.
letting me speak my truth and being here, conjoined together.
So, I wanted to talk about people that use the expression "your truth."
Are you kidding me
And
right
my
now?
truth.
Oh no! Did you think about this today?
I was thinking about this today.
Yeah.
Because saying this is my truth,
Nonsense.
it's the same as taking God's name in vain.
Yeah. I mean, you're just then God.
Right. There's no way to criticize or invalidate my truth.
There are so many ways, actually, to do it.
But the thing about it, though, that's really the fatal flaw in that sentence, is that the truth is not something that belongs
Yeah.
to an individual.
Yeah.
I mean, people say this, your truth, my truth. Well, that's your truth, and it's valid that that's your truth. They're swapping out the word perception with the word truth.
Yeah.
But the truth, I mean, they're almost right in the sense that the truth is something that anyone can observe. But it's something you must adhere to.
Yeah. What's worse than that, look, I get your truth, my truth a little bit. I think you're wrong, but I can understand it a little, right? Because you can think something is true that is not necessarily true, right? So then I guess it makes it not true. So it's kind of the same as what I'm about to say. So maybe,
But
I
it's
don't even-
my truth. I'm speaking my truth.
Yeah.
So you guys can't disagree with me.
But I've heard my reality, your reality. Like, well, that actually makes no sense because there is a definition of reality. It's what's
the same,
real.
It's the same thing, though.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was when I was going back on what you had just said. I said, yeah, that's actually what I'm basically about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
It's not reality.
You're not the descriptor.
No. My
Or- no,
reality
no,
doesn't exist.
prescriptor.
My
You're not the
truth
prescriptor of
doesn't
reality.
exist. It's not a
Right.
real thing. Truth exists and reality
Well, the
exists.
whole idea of truth is you are not allowed to decide what it is.
Yeah.
You have to discover what it is.
Yeah. It's one
It's
thing.
like raw material in the earth.
Yeah, it's
You know-
only it can only be one reality, truth. It is what it is, the one thing that it is. Reality is what is real. And it's the thing that actually happened. The thing that is real. That's reality.
Right. And then so the counter argument, right, is like this thing of, well, I mean, how do I know I'm not in a simulation? How do I know anybody is real the same way I'm real? But then it's like, well,
Stupid.
how did your life begin? How far back can you go?
Yeah.
And then what are the odds that everything starts at you? Because you could make the argument, and it again, it doesn't work because the argument is basically asking somebody to prove a negative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, prove that the world existed before you did. But it's not. It's only an argument, and it's only an idea that people can have in their heads because we are so privileged in
Yeah.
the existence that we have.
Yes.
Everything has nice, soft, round edges, and nobody... Like, it's a story nowadays if somebody yells at you at a bar,
Yeah.
right? That's a story nowadays. 100 years ago,
I have a story about it.
do you know what rough and tumble is? Do you know about rough and tumble?
I mean, I've heard the expression, but I don't
Yeah.
know where it comes from.
That expression comes from these like Northern English people that immigrated to the South, in the U.S. and stuff, but they were the same back in northern England, where rough and tumble was basically you get into fights, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a culture where instead of saying things like I am, we are, you say things like I be, you be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess still works. Am and be are kind of the same thing. But where it's like hick speak, hicks kind of thing, where when you would get into fights all the time, when the circle would gather around you of other onlookers, somebody would say, "All right, are we fighting? Or are we doing rough and tumble?"
I'm choosing
And-
rough and tumble, baby.
Okay, well then that means that there is no dishonor on your opponent if he rips your nuts off and pokes your eyes out,
I'm
or
choosing
bites
fighting.
your ears off.
Can I go
Yeah.
back and choose again?
Rough and tumble. But even then, there used to be this like respect of like, are we doing rough and? Basically, it's like saying, all right, can I go for the ghoulies?
Yeah.
You know, in our fight, in order to figure out whose horse this is.
Yeah. You're like, hold up. My truth is that it's my
That's
horse.
right. What if somebody in that scenario is like, I'm just saying it's not a real argument. It's only an argument because people are so disengaged with what reality is and the potential of reality
Yeah.
which also, thank God. I mean,
Yeah,
thank
we
God.
live in a great time.
Yes,
We
I don't
live in a
want to be
time
in a
where
scenario.
we can each pretend we have our own truth and reality.
Right. I don't want to be in a scenario where I might get my ear bitten off because some guy double parked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
you
thank God.
decided you wanted to hit rough and tumble.
But it's such a privileged like operating system to have in your brain.
Yeah.
One, I am supreme above the universe.
Yeah.
The universe is contained within me. And then two, I can do whatever I want, express whatever I want, and it's intrinsically valid because everything is sourced from my being.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
And that's what leads to those, some
Yeah.
girl with feather earrings and a guy on a cajon playing at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Bumming
that's why you hit the
everybody
coffee
out.
shop. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a little bit before, and you had talked, I mean, kind of what you said.
Ruining everybody's
It's like,
day and expecting applause.
No other place and no other time in the world do you get, I mean, even now, you're in India or Africa or something, like, your reality is just like, it sucks. And that sucks. But you don't get to be like, look, my reality is that nothing matters. I'm right.
I mean, this way of thinking, these type of people, this is the shit that is leading to the Google Glass kind of idea of like, wouldn't it be a perfect world if everybody had their sensitivities and little pet peeves kowtowed to, so that everybody had just a masturbatory experience of life 24 hours a day, every day? It's not what is going on. That's not what the story of the universe is. It doesn't fit in, and it's just a way to discount beautiful so that ugly can be as valid as what beautiful is.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to put any effort into your life.
So this is your hot take. This is Frank's hot take. I think our fourth mic might have something to say. He's
you've been
patiently
chomping at the
waiting.
bit.
No, I think you're correct with the my truth. I think reality is a different thing, though.
Oh, no. But go ahead.
It is and it isn't. I think the perception, which is what I think people are more talking about when they talk about reality, their perception of reality. Because,
And that's not reality.
well, the thing is it is to them. Which is
No!
the idea of, well, no,
This
no,
is
no.
what we're
Well,
saying. It's
well,
not.
this is
It can't be.
But I'm saying, unless you have cameras everywhere, then what you perceived happen might not be exactly what someone else perceived happen.
Perception is not reality.
But I'm saying
Perception
but
and
then
bias.
your reality isn't real either because you're
No,
viewing it
I don't
through
have a reality. I have a perception. And reality is one thing, what actually happened. I don't have a reality versus...
No, yeah,
no, you're right to factor in things like bias and memory is
way
not.
That you say, well, like even like I was
memory
my
is
first
not
thought,
accurate.
Yes, was like people on Stan when they give an eyewitness account.
Yeah.
It is not always true
that should be
because
factored
their
in.
perception of reality is not
Right.
actual reality, like you're saying. But I'm saying unless you have cameras everywhere, then the idea of
do.
like
No.
talking like at a bar of like this happened, and then someone goes, well, no, this happened. It actually.
Well, I think
something did happen, but you guys are both saying.
Yeah, neither of those things are reality.
The only problem with
Sure.
what I think with what you're saying is this way of thinking, this line of thinking, does not end at okay, so everything's recorded. Well, how does a recording have any value? I'm just perceiving it. This could be a figment of imagination in my brain. I'm just saying that making the leap. The right thing to do is account for bias, account for faulty memory, account for perception and subjectivity, but then to take that leap into, well, how do I know that if I jump off this building, I won't die?
No.
It's like, that's the thing, is there is a harsh line. Like, you don't get to decide what your life is. Nobody does. And this attitude of, I get to decide what my life is because I can manifest speaking my truth into existence and reality is like, that's not how that works. And here's the fucking confirmation bias is when that does work out for people where they manifest something into existence, the only way that they know they manifested it into existence is that they got their thing. Yeah, their dream came true.
Yes.
That's why we say dream came true. So it just doesn't work, and it just leads to people bleeding all over other people in a self-indulgent way that also has a victimhood complex.
And then it becomes like...
I'm sorry. You have something else?
Well, no, I don't think I was even.
Well, no, and then continues to...
It wasn't like it. It was more of something to think about, and you guys can go on your own tangents together. It was just more of you talked about your reality of saying there is a reality, and I'm saying, well, but even your reality isn't also the reality because your perception of who you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, then nothing exists.
Well, then that's the
there
problem.
is reality.
There is
it's just
reality.
whether or not you check in or check out of it, and it's being socially not even just accepted, it's being foisted on people, this idea of that is the way you should be as a person, and it doesn't make sense.
My reality isn't that there is a reality. I'm saying there just is.
Yeah.
That's not...
You're
nothing to do with me.
of reality, not the other way around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The problem with this
We're not
my
actually
truth,
at an hour 10.
my reality stuff is then you are a person without conviction.
Right.
Nothing matters. Everybody is right. Nobody's wrong.
Right.
You have to have conviction,
But
or
that's-
else it goes into chaos.
And that's the thing, though, is that people that adhere to that ideology in a really strict way also would not be like, oh, it's cool that Harvey Weinstein did that to those women. That's just him living his truth.
Right.
So it's like everybody has to actually draw the line somewhere because our universe is defined by limitation and entropy.
Yes.
So
You have to have conviction.
coffee shop cajon guy and girl with feather earrings, fuck off. That's basically the reason I wanted to talk about it.
And that
fuck
has been
off. Your
Frank's
shit is
hot
bullshit.
take. And look, it was better than mine. I'll give you that. We should have let you hit a hot take. Also, for the record, I like Kendrick Lamar. I love the blacks. I think the performance was bad. The message was fine, and I liked Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. I thought that
Message was
was
cool.
I thought that was funny. Actually,
It was
first time I saw him as Uncle Sam. Samuel L. Jackson. My dad might be racist. Actually, he said, "Was that Morgan Freeman?" I was like, it made me feel better about
He
not
saw
liking the
Django. He's like,
performance.
Morgan Freeman was so good.
Yeah, he it made me feel better about being like, I don't really like this performance, but at least I can tell them apart.